Hello everyone, and welcome to my singles edition of hard rock and metal singles. Just a little while ago, somebody showed a Scorpions single, and I commented on his video that I have a funny little story connected with Scorpions. So let's start with that one. And do you know what this is? This is an admission of defeat. And what I mean by that is that it was probably about 3 years ago. I suddenly just decided that I have to have an old Scorpions single, and by old I mean from before Love at First Sting album. And I have been looking for it, and I just can't find. I just can't find a single old single. I sometimes do see singles from the Love at First Sting album. Mainly I see singles from the Savage Amusement or more recent, but I just can't find an older Scorpions single. So one day I was, about a month ago, I was at a record store going through singles, and I came across this one. I have seen this probably dozens of times, although usually I see this as a 12-inch, but finally I just felt like giving up. Okay, I'm not gonna find an older single, so let's buy this one. It's they're from the Worldwide Live album. I know these versions, good versions, and I like the sleeve, so why not? So I bought this one. And maybe about 2 weeks later I found an older Scorpions single. This is Make It Real, backed with Don't Make No Promises, and these songs are from the Animal Magnetism album. So a little bit of humility and you get a result. Okay, like Scorpions, many of these singles are by bands that I don't actually collect singles by, but I just end up buying singles from them anyway. And this is Wasp, I Wanna Be Somebody, back with Tormentor. And I have to admit that the main reason for me buying this, although I do like both of the songs obviously, but the main reason was the sleeve. I really like the colors on the sleeve. I think they're really excellent looking. Yeah, okay, where's the other one? I also found Blind in Texas, back with Savage and I Wanna Be Somebody live version. And now I'm gonna give you a little bit of a history lesson. See here, here it says Kilroy was here. Now obviously there's probably several different versions of where that comes from, but the version that I heard from comes from the Second World War. When USA had entered the Second World War, they had a big need for cargo ships, and they invented the way of building cargo ships quickly from blocks, and those blocks had to be welded together. And one of the inspectors who inspected those weldings was called Kilroy, and he marked his work as having checked those weldings by writing Kilroy was here. Yeah, I don't know how much of that the story is true, but nice story anyway. Okay, Thin Lizzy, Whiskey in a Jar, Black Boys on a Corner. I bought this from a recent record fair, and I left the sticker here which says that this vinyl is a Monday piece, but the sleeve is fine. And I have an original UK pressing of this, which is without a picture sleeve, so paying €2.50 for this sleeve was just fine. The seller told me that he had tried to clean this up, but there were several skips on it. So I brought it home, played it, and there are no skips. Both of the songs has a part in it which has quite a bit of surface noise, but it does play without any skips. But like I said, I bought this for the sleeve only. Okay, Cinderella, Love Gone Bad. And it was maybe a year ago or so, maybe a bit more. I bought one Ozzy Osbourne single, and I suddenly realized that with the exception of few bands like Thin Lizzy, Iron Maiden, Kiss and Van Halen, I don't think I have bought any metal singles in like almost 30 years. I mean, I did buy, for example, Whitesnake singles a couple of years ago, but prior to that, I don't think that I bought any metal singles in about 25 years. So there's a lot of these, like Wasp. I haven't bought any of Wasp singles in 30 years. Same with Cinderella. I haven't bought anything from Cinderella after the release of Heartbreak Station. So 28 years, and this is my first purchase. This next one I bought with the intention of sending this one to Scott Waters. This is UFO Back Into My Life, back with The Rider. But I decided to keep this one mainly because of the back sleeve. I kept this as a reminder to myself to buy this album because I really like these songs. I think they are great songs. So that's why I kept this, so that I would remember to buy this album. Word of warning to Claudia Myler, there is a saxophone here, so you might not like this. Okay, another one I have, I don't recall ever seeing any singles from this band. This is Rock Goddess, and no need to mention what is on the A side. The B side is Hell Hath No Fury. Brilliant, short-lived band, and the vocalist is like excellent heavy metal vocalist. Deep Purple, Burn, back with Might Just Take Your Life. I usually don't like Japanese singles, but this one was not issued in US or UK, so I bought the Japanese single when I found it in such excellent condition. You see here, Glenn Hughes performs classic Deep Purple live. I went to see it because the actual concert ad that I saw said that Glenn Hughes performs Burn. So I went to see him. Played 2 hours, but only played I think 10 songs, so quite long versions of those songs. I did enjoy it, but there was Glenn Hughes had this need to show that he could still reach very high notes, and he could reach really high notes, but he did that by just making really high squeals. He couldn't actually sing in those high notes, but he could just make those really high squeals, and honestly it became kind of tedious and it was just unnecessary. I felt like, okay, you have done that already, just move on. No need to do that anymore. He did it so many times, so it was like, give it a rest. Okay, 2 singles from Diamond Head. Out of Phase, back with The Kingmaker, and Making Music, back with Andy Peebles' Interview. Okay, let's see, where are we? Okay, Metallica, Memory Remains, back with For Whom the Bell Tolls, Haven't Heard It Yet mix, and this remix of For Whom the Bell Tolls is the worst thing that I have ever heard from Metallica. Just plain awful. Hope none of you ever hears that. Okay, and I also found Jump in a Fire, back with Seek and Destroy and Phantom Lord live. And I have to say that this one was cheap. This was only 15, where usually 12 inches here are 30 euros. And I'm not gonna pay quite that much. But yeah, this was 15, and I still got a 2 or 3 euros discount for it, even from there. And I also found Lords of Summer, first pass version and live version. And I don't actually know where this song comes from, but I'm guessing that this is the song. A few years ago Metallica did a tour and they announced that they would be playing one new song during that tour. So I'm guessing that this is that song. Okay, next. Saxon, again one band that I don't actually collect singles by, but I have bought, what is this? This is maybe my 6th single. This is from the Innocence Is No Excuse album. This is Back on the Streets, back with Live Fast, Die Young. And the B-side was a very big surprise to me. This Innocence Is No Excuse is kind of commercial sounding, but it's actually my favorite Saxon studio album. But the B-side, it's much heavier than anything on the album. It's like from the Strong Arm of the Law, even heavier than that. It's really the heaviest song from this period, in my opinion. And I bought that from a record fair, and I bought from the same seller. I bought a bunch of singles, and then I went to another seller who also had a bunch of singles, actually a bunch of Saxon singles. But for whatever reason, I had this idea that I'm not gonna buy those singles now. I'm first gonna go around, see if I find something else, and then I will come back here and buy those singles. And that's what I did, and by the time I came back to that seller, those Saxon singles were all gone. But I did find this one, AC/DC, Let's Get It Up, and Back in Black live. This is my first AC/DC single. Well, I do have one 12-inch, but just recently I suddenly got this feeling that I have to have a 7-inch AC/DC single. And actually this is not the first single, this is the second single. First one was when I decided I have to have a 7-inch, I knew which one I wanted, and it was this one. Money Talks, back with Mistress for Christmas. Brilliant, brilliant sleeve. Not my favorite song, not my favorite album from AC/DC, but I just knew that this was the one that I wanted to find. And I did. Sometimes I'm lucky, that's all I can say. Okay, very similar thing as with AC/DC. A while back I just decided that I have to have a Guns N' Roses single, and I was thinking then which Guns N' Roses single do I start with, and I decided that, well, with the first one. I was introduced to Guns N' Roses by Welcome to the Jungle when that was released, so I bought Welcome to the Jungle, back with Night Train and acoustic version of You're Crazy. Yeah, for some reason Guns N' Roses singles are actually quite common here. I see, especially 12 inches, I see quite often here. So I might start actually collecting Guns N' Roses singles. And I found another one, Shadow of Your Love, back with Welcome to the City. Welcome to the City. Move to the City, acoustic version. Again, I don't know where this song comes from, but it's a brilliant song. Really, really brilliant song. Should have been included on the Appetite for Destruction album. And okay, let's end this with two Def Leppard singles. First one is Wasted, back with Hello America. And when I found this at the record fair, and this was placed like this. So what I thought was actually that I thought I was buying the Hello America single. I thought that, hey, that's the first Def Leppard single. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that one. And then I found out that this is actually Wasted, back with Hello America. But anyway, I think this is the second single. I don't know. Great early single anyway. And even Cloudy might like this one, because on this song Wasted, Joe Elliott's voice does not sound like Joe Elliott. And the final one was this one. I saw this one, I actually passed this by because I was thinking that I already have Bringing On a Heartbreak. But then just a little bit later I came back and I was looking at the sleeve, and I think that the sleeve doesn't look familiar to me. And I realized that I have Bringing On a Heartbreak on a B-side of a Photograph single. So I checked the track listing, and much to my delight, on a B-side is the one Def Leppard song that I have been looking for, Me and My Wine. Excellent early song. There's also You Got Me Running from the High and Dry album, but the Me and My Wine was exactly the song that I had been looking for. So very glad to have found this one. Okay, that's it for this time. Next time when I make a metal update, it'll be from the vinyl albums. Hope you like this. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Bye.